Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Suffered Like Redo of Healer and Went in Past for Revenge movie. Before we start, please go support akarinoninosintorino for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Chapter 1, My Life. My name is Issei Hayaudu and I've been through a lot. First, I'm 14 years old and I'm practically a slave to the Occult Research Club. Rias has a fetish for children, and she told me that when I went to Q Academy to deliver my lunch, she saw me. That stupid moment is when hell began because Rias dragged me into her group under the pretext that I'm the brother of the Red Emperor Sekiryuutei, my sister Yu, and the Chinese death dragon Sekiryuutei, my brother, who mocks, beats, and humiliates me. But my sister abused me, and not with blows, she raped me. It all started when she went to a fight with the Mars organization, which is now destroyed. My sister was badly injured, lying on the ground. People ignored her, no demons or fallen ones helped her. She even tried to give her body to survive, but because she was so wounded, bleeding, dirty, and weak, they didn't pay any attention to her. That's why she was going to die. She was on the verge of death. Then I rescued her. She always treated me badly. She hugged me and took care of me, but after I saved her in a cabin I built when I was 12, she was 19. I took care of her for a month until she woke up, and with the information ability, she knew I had been taking care of her. Then she developed a tic. I was making soup, I turned around and smiled. Suddenly, she jumped on me and began to transform into her dragon mode. A tail started to grow, and her hair began to change from red to white. When she finished transforming, she tore my clothes with one hand, and I started screaming for her to stop. Then she said, "You, little brother, it's time for you to receive my love nectar." And then she sank her fangs into me and started injecting an aphrodisiac into my veins, and then she started abusing me. She inserted my member into her, and I was like that for 3 days. Then we returned and she was saying that she had achieved victory and with a new desire, which was to stay with me. So that's how she started abusing me. She's not the only one. Rias, Kaneko, Aquino, and Zenobia do it too. Kiba is a man, not a woman. Sona, Citri, and Serafal also abused me, and Afais too, although I think she died. I'm not very sure. My abilities weren't very strong, but they were incredibly effective. And well, now we find ourselves here. I regained awareness of my enslavement, but I obtained the abilities of all my brothers, gods, kings, and demons. And I saw them there, Kiba torn in half, the armies destroyed, the demon kings being eaten by him, Trihexa, Rias, retinue, most of them dead. My sister and brother weren't dead, but they were on the ground, exhausted, and Rias was fighting him. Sona opened a defense in her breach, but it did nothing to them. Great Red is dead, as is Tamir, and then the beast of the apocalypse screamed. Everyone thought it was the end, and I started laughing. Issei, haha, let's begin our battle. Everyone, Issei, don't interfere, you useless thing. I launched myself at incredible speed and began to unleash destructive powers, transforming into a giant demon with fiery wings. A fight ensued. He charged at me, driving a horn into my stomach, but I grabbed it and delivered a knee strike and a downward punch. I lifted him up and slammed him to the ground with a crack. Then he leaped forward, gathering a massive amount of magic in his horn and body. I began to manifest all-encompassing magic in my hand and drew a sword. Drexia charged, and I followed in a flash of speed. The impact caused a big bang, everything exploded and restarted. It was exploding and rebuilding, and then his horns began to crumble and the sword was being severed. Issei let out a scream, "Ah!" And the sword began to slice him in half, killing him. Then Issei grabbed his heart and shrunk it. It fell to the ground, staring at Drexia's heart, that heart that I made a wish. Someone grabbed it. I was walking by and there I saw her, then she told me. "Rias, haha, Issei, my little one, you did it. I always had faith in you, you're the best. Now give me the heart to revive the others." Issei, haha, screw you, Rias. I'm going back to the past and changing many things, and I'll live my life the way I like it. Rias, give me that damn slave heart, I swear I'll break every part of you, it belongs to me, Issei. Issei made a wish to return to the past, so he returned and was there when he was 4 years old. Issei, haha, now my life begins, haha. Chapter 2, Rebirth. Issei, wow, so I came back when I was 4 years old. Now at 12, Rias is going to recruit me into her entourage as her pawn. I have to think about what to do. Suddenly, Issei's bedroom door opens and his sister appears. Issei, Nisen, what are you doing here? Don't you remember? We made a promise to go to the park. Issei, ah yes, that's right, Nisen, I don't feel well today, can we go another day please? Okay then, I'll go back to my room. Issei's thoughts, Nisen, I have a lot of things to do, so that's fine. Time stopped, everything was still, nothing moved. A being of bright light appeared before Issei and introduced himself. Hello, I'm Aai and I'm in your story. Issei, who doesn't remember you from the future? Aai, it's because I don't appear here, it's funny, isn't it? I came to grant you 3 wishes. Issei, but what do you want in return? Aai, just for fun, and by the way, you'll choose the skills I show you, I won't make the same mistake with another one. Issei, fine, I'll trust you for now. Aai just snapped his fingers to be in a blank room where there were names of many abilities. Aai choose. Issei's thoughts, let's see, I already have two in mind, I don't know which third one. Issei, hey, I choose the Mega Ultra Regeneration ability and the Endless Growth ability. Aai, oh, you're intelligent. With regeneration, your magic and resistance reserves won't run out, but you will feel pain. Plus, endless growth, your body won't grow any larger, meaning you'll stay like a 14-year-old. But you'll never have limits, it's impressive. But what's your next ability? I'm curious. Issei, I've already chosen the next one, it's Magic Tamer. Aai, I see, so you're good at all magic without exception, but you don't know any interesting spells. Issei, well, with this I will carry out my revenge. Aai, I have high hopes for you, don't disappoint. Click. Issei, I woke up feeling well, so I'll train until I'm 10 years old when I'll enter Q Academy because I'm a genius. Then Issei left his room to go to the forest, but suddenly he saw his brother Ryusuke, who threw some spoiled eggs at his head. Ryusuke, oops, I dropped some eggs, haha. Issei, Ryusuke-san, I'm leaving, could you give me permission? Ryusuke just spat it out and let it go. Issei's thoughts, Ryusuke, just wait until he trains more and then you'll see. Issei, father, mother, I'm going out, I'll be back in a little while. Obviously nothing was heard since Issei, despite being very intelligent, received no attention whatsoever. His siblings were the ones who paid him the slightest bit of attention. Issei went to the forest, which led him to a river. He stood under the current and sat down to meditate, allowing his body to adjust. Meanwhile, he would meditate to control his magic. 5 hours passed as Issei remained like this. His body felt broken, his bones ached from the cold, and his body felt extremely heavy, but at least his magic was now in order since he knew the basics. So he created a teleportation circle and landed in his room, where he changed and went to sleep. The next morning, a normal child wouldn't be able to stand for months, but with his ability, Issei's body adjusted in a day. For him, it wasn't a problem. It was morning too early, so he exercised for 3 hours and left his house. He didn't go to school for 2 reasons. The first was that no one would notice his absence since no one paid attention to him, not even his parents. They would realize the other was that he was going to train, and so a week passed in which Issei trained, becoming at the level of a low-ranking fallen angel as a human, but Issei would not give up. Issei, well, I guess I'll train until I'm 12, and in a few moments the main event will arrive. My parents will go with my siblings to Russia until I'm 8, during which time my sister will send me my allowance for food. You, little brother, we're going to leave, we'll be right back. Issei, smiling, yes, Nisan, goodbye, take care. He gets up and hugs her. You, Fufu Issei-san, you're so cute, I'd take you but I can't, goodbye. And so they left. Issei, well, they've gone off to train then. They won't be back for 7 years, I have to prepare and I already know how I'll do it. I'll organize my time, 3 years I'll train my strength and endurance, another 3 years my magic and magical resistance, and the 1 year I'll use my magic and strength to gain a very high level of knowledge. And so the years passed. Issei had the body of a child, but he had muscles, and he took care of his face and skin so that he would attract Rias' attention. By training and using many magics, he caused his hair to change to white. Issei, alright, now my family will be back, I must conserve my power for this. Issei took out a small rock. Issei, here I will keep my magic and magical power. Even though I don't like it, I have to be killed by Reinire since she mistakes me for my sister, the Sekiryuutei, so I will use her later to find out Cockabill's plans because being here changes the future, so I must find out. Issei focused on his mental space, he saw a very large sea. Issei, I suppose this is my magic reserve. It's incredible. Even if this is my revenge, if they changed in this past, I won't do anything. Above all, I am a true hero. It's time to awaken. Issei awoke and possessed a weak but effective power, enough to kill a mid-level fallen angel. The rock glowed. He thought about using it when Rias turned him into a demon. He hid the rock in a place where they would never find it, in his own room. The door opened and his family entered. Issei already knew this and was going to live alone in an apartment. It's easy if you come from the future and your parents tell you over the phone, but you just want to be alone. Issei, father, mother, brothers. Father, you're still here, I thought you had left. Mother, go away now. Issei, I'm just carrying a few things. Issei went downstairs with some suitcases. Father, here, this is your home address, you deserve it. Smiles. Issei just grabbed it, wrote the address on the paper and gave it to his sister. Yuo and this Issei-chan. Issei, come visit me, Nisan. Issei knew his sister would see him as someone tender and pure. That's why he acted so they couldn't suspect anything. Issei, father, mother, I entered Q Academy with my brothers. Father, hahaha, even though you got in, you're no match for them. They're intelligent and athletic, but good luck. Issei left his old house and went straight to his own. Once inside, he arranged his things. Tomorrow he was going to die, so he devised a plan against Rianire. He left balloons, lots of water, and a water gun in the nearby park and just went to sleep. He woke up, got dressed, had breakfast, and went to school. He saw Sona Citri. Issei thought, Sona Citri, she's going to be a problem. She's too intelligent, she's a prodigy for a reason. I have to be extremely careful or she'll realize what I'm up to. I can't go after Rias if I don't go after her first. Otherwise, everything will be ruined. Not to mention her sister Seraphal, she'll notice if anything happens to her dear sister. I still remember the moans she made, how nymphomaniac she was. Everyone would think that doing it with Seraphal feels good but say that when you're drugged, they turn you into a woman and use water snakes to do it. It's painful. Issei simply greeted everyone and most were surprised to see a boy at school. The girls thought he's so cute I want to hug him, while the boys thought a boy he probably doesn't know anything about women and besides he's very effeminate. Issei went straight to the principal's office and explained who he was. The principal gave him a letter and told him to deliver it to the student council. He went there and saw Sona and Tsubaki, the crazy one. Issei Asa's Ted is President Sona. Sona, yes, I'm Sona Shitori, but just tell me President or Sona, how can I help you, little one? Issei, the director asked me to give him this. I handed Sona a letter and she was surprised. Her grades were high enough to get into Kyoto. It's not only difficult to get into a Japanese high school if you're still younger, but also into a prestigious school like Kyoto. Sona, I see Issei. Howdo, I have a question. Issei, so which one is it? Sona, you know Ryusuke and you. Issei, yes, they are my brothers, but for various reasons we don't live together. Sona, another one, how long do you plan to hide your magic? Issei Solo looked at her in surprise. Issei Pressy President Sona, what are you talking about? Sona, you know very well what I'm talking about. Issei, shit, he discovered me. No, I don't think so. He didn't investigate me and we just met. Think about it. Issei, well, President, I didn't want to say it, but the magic lies in the effort. Everything I did was to improve my grades, that's what you're talking about, right? Sona, giggles, haha, yes, you are very surprising for your age, you are very intelligent. Issei, President, that's not necessary, it makes me nervous. Sona, well, I hope you don't cause any problems and that your stay is pleasant. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, Issei Hayadu. Issei stood up and said, Issei, then I, Issei Hayadu, promise not to cause you any trouble, Sona Citri. Issei got up and went to the door, already leaving. Sona, wait, Issei. Issei, yes, President. Sona, I never told you my last name is Citri, how do you know that? He said it with a serious face and a cold look. Issei thought, damn, I forgot, now I have to think of an excuse. There was a very deep emptiness and Tsubaki stood in the doorway. Issei, could you repeat that? I didn't hear you well. Sona, don't play dumb. How do you know my last name? I didn't tell your brother and this is very private. Nobody at school knows. He stopped and slammed the table, pointing at Issei. Sona, answer, Issei. How do you know my last name is Citri? Issei was nervous. He knew that one wrong word and everything would fall apart. Issei thought, damn it, how did I not notice? He figured it out quickly. Think, damn it. Sona, if you don't tell me now, something will happen. Issei, well, I know because it says so on the paper next to the table. Sona, it's impossible for you to see it from that angle. Issei, no, actually, if you look closely at the reflection in the window, you can see the name and I have good eyesight. Excuse me, President, if I said something I shouldn't have, I'm sorry, and since you started shouting, I got nervous. Issei knelt down. Issei, excuse me, President, if what I said was wrong, you should have problems and I reminded you of that. Sona felt bad about yelling at a child. He may be intelligent, but he still seems like a child. Sona, Ito, sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, sorry, lift your head. Issei, seriously, President, you don't hate me. Sona, no, don't worry, sorry. If I invite you to lunch one day and we can talk, what do you say? Issei, very well, President, then I'll take my leave. He grabbed the letter and headed for the door and Tsubaki stepped aside and left. Sona, I was too harsh, it's not normal, it must be because of the stress, right, Tsubaki? Tsubaki, President, I think you need to rest. You're very overwhelmed. Elsewhere, Issei was heading to his classroom to introduce himself, but not before speaking to himself. Issei thought, damn, I need to be careful next time, otherwise they'll notice. I need to be stealthy, otherwise I'll be worthless. He knocked on the door of his classroom and saw that most of the students were older, and he saw his brothers. Professor, come in and introduce yourself. Issei, yes. Everyone saw who it was, his siblings were surprised. Issei wrote his first and last name on the blackboard and then said, nice to meet you all, I hope you'll take care of me. The girls screamed and said, how cute. And the boys yelled, damn sissy. Professor, okay, ask your questions. Girl 1, do you have a girlfriend? Issei, what are you talking about, miss? Issei blushed and covered his face, a very cute act for women and effeminate men. Girl 2, you're Ryusuke and Yu's brother. Issei, oh yes, I am. Girl 3, you've had a perverted experience. Issei, what is a pervert? Everyone felt a pang of doubt as they all believed he was innocent. Professor, okay, sit down. Issei sat until recess came. Many girls approached him and hugged him. He was as soft as a plushie. Issei, ladies, please stop, you're not letting me breathe. When they saw him being hugged with their breasts, they all blushed and apologized until Matsuda and Madohama arrived. Matsuda, you're in luck, I'll be your master of perversion. Madohama, me too. Issei, that's fine, I don't think the girls will like it. Madohama, don't worry, you'll see they'll like it. Issei, let's see, I'll ask. Issei tugged a little on a girl's shirt, her name was Murayama. Murayama, oh tell me what's wrong, your senpai will always help you. Issei with pointed fingers touching themselves, Edo Vera. He leaned close to her ear. Issei, Vera, those two over there say they want to teach me the art of perversion. Is that good or bad? Murayama, those two, hey, you don't know anything about perversion. Issei, that's not why I'm curious. Murayama looked at her and hugged her from the front. Murayama, aw, how cute. Issei, miss, I can't breathe. Murayama saw it and blushed. Murayama, excuse me, is that bad? Issei saw her and smiled. Issei, thank you very much. Murayama grabbed a wooden sword and said, Murayama, hey, those perverts are trying to tarnish Issei's purity. Kades, catch them. All the kendo women went after them. Issei stayed in the class and his sister came. Issei, Nisan. You, hello Issei, how are you? Are you comfortable? Issei, he's a bit energetic but he's fun. You stroked his head. You, Issei, let's go home together later. Issei, I can't, Nisan, I have something to do later. You pouted. You, Issei, baka and left angrily. Everyone saw that strange scene, thinking she was a very overprotective sister, just like you know where he got his cuteness from, it runs in the family. Time passed, classes ended, and Issei was leaving when he saw Rias through the window of an old building. He waved and smiled at her. Rias looked like she'd been struck by an arrow, but she became serious and left. Rias, Akino-san, who is that child? Akino, Ara, she has an interest in Rias-san, but what interest could it be? Rias, stop joking, who is it? Akino, Issei Hayadu is you and Ryasuke's younger brother. Rias, I'll reincarnate him. Akino, Rias president, with all due respect, I don't think he's anything special. I see him as just a human, I don't sense any magic in him at all. Rias, if his brothers have powerful sacred gears, why wouldn't he? Besides, what a pervert, she'll want to do something to the poor guy. Akino, you're not the pervert, are you? Rias, I'm not only interested in their power. Akino, then there wouldn't be a problem if I kept him since he's my koha. Rias imagined a scene where Issei is in bed, and Akino appears in lingerie and says, Akino, Ara Issei-san will teach you 1 or 2 hex lessons, fufu. Issei, Akino-senpai, please stop, I wasn't asking. Akino, you're misbehaving. As my kohai, it's your senpai's duty to teach you about these things, putting his hands down his pants. Back to reality. Rias nuo. Akino, Ara, I didn't think you'd be so interested. Rias, like I said, I'll protect him from perverts. Issei was walking back home and already knew what would happen. Suddenly, a black-haired girl with large breasts appeared. That's right, Reinire, and she asked. Reinire, hello, excuse me, my name is Reinire and I want to know if you are Hayadu. Issei thought, I knew this would happen, that's why I prepared something beforehand. Issei, if I am, how can I help you? Reinire, you could die for me. She said it while taking out her combat suit. Issei looked at her and already knew what was going to happen, so he threw himself into the bushes that were under a tree. Reinire, oh how sweet. I can have fun with you before you die, haha. Issei grabbed a water pistol, stood up and pointed it at Reinire. Reinire, do you really think something like that will stop me? Fine, try it, but then we'll get to the main course. He said it while licking his lips. Issei shot out and a jet of water went straight into Rainire's eyes. As soon as it hit her eyes, Reinire felt them burning. Reinire, you damn brat, I'll kill you, where are you? Issei stepped aside and pulled a rope, and a bucket of holy water and many balloons filled with the same substance fell from above, burning Rainire's body. She felt excruciating pain and collapsed to the ground. Issei stealthily threw a rock at another bush, and Reinire turned and threw a spear of light that landed in nothingness. Issei approached her neck and with 2 fingers pointed at it and drained all her magic and strength. Reinire, oh you bastard, let me go. Issei, haha, what will you do now, fallen angel? Reinire, how did you know about me, huh? Issei, honey, I know more than anything, so you're going to do what I say. Reinire, I will not resign myself to a small child. Issei, good. Issei grabbed her bra and pulled it down, tearing it and exposing Rainire's breasts. Reinire, Kaya. Issei, wow, how pink. Issei grabbed Rainire's breasts with one hand and with the other grabbed both her hands and pinned them against a tree. Reinire, please stop. Issei, what if I don't want to? It doesn't seem humiliating. A child is going to grape you. Reinire started crying, telling Issei to stop. He sucked on one of her nipples and she moaned. They continued like this for 5 minutes. Issei stopped sucking, leaned close to her ear and said, Issei, then Reinire-san will work for me. He said it while licking her neck. Reinire looked at him from the side with her eyes wide open. Reinire, yes, don't worry, Issei-sama, I will work well for you. Issei, alright Reincarnation, then we'll leave it here, but don't disappoint me, you know, but before that. Issei grabbed Reincarnation and slammed her against the tree and kissed her with his tongue. Reincarnation opened her eyes, just let herself go, and they separated after 2 minutes. Issei, well, since I didn't leave a mark on you, I left a curse. If you try to say anything, you'll die instantly. The curse I left you with through the kiss is simple. Inside you, it's like a time bomb. The moment you try to betray me in any way, your magic will explode and you'll die in 1,000 pieces. I grabbed his cheek. Issei, alright Reincarnation, this is where we end things. Send me a list of who's in the high-ranking church and inform me of anything at this address. Leave everything written down, okay? And you know, if I find you there, you have no idea what I can do to you. After all, I'm a man, okay? Reincarnation, okay, then I'll leave Issei-sama. Issei, hey, before you go, do something for me. Reincarnation, what is Issei-sama? Issei, throw me a spear of light. Reincarnation, but wise. Issei, I'm going to reincarnate as a demon. Reincarnation, okay. Reincarnation created a spear of light and pointed it at Issei, striking him and causing him to fall to the ground bleeding profusely. Issei, well, retire, you know. Reincarnation, well, Issei-sama. Reincarnation disappeared. Issei drew a contract. Issei, I request a call from Gremory. Issei was fainting when a circle appeared and his sister Rias came out of it. His sister ran towards him and started crying, arguing with Rias, who then took him away. The following morning, Issei woke up and was naked. Next to him was his older sister and next to her was Rias. Issei sighs Nissan and Rias-senpai. What are you doing in my room? He said it in a timid voice and he was embarrassed. Rias, oh, you're okay now, right? Issei, well, what happened? I just remembered I was talking to someone and they threw some kind of spear at me and I fainted. You, don't worry, Oni-chan, I'll take care of you. Issei, thank you, Nissan, I'll hug you. Then she realized that he was completely naked and he was rubbing his hennies against her vagina. She realized what was happening. Rias, Yusen, what do you think you're doing with my pawn? You, Rias, I am your pawn too. Issei, what happened? Rias, you died yesterday and I reincarnated you as a demon. Now you have superhuman strength and I gave you 2 pawns. You, little brother, think of something incredibly powerful. Issei already knew about this, but he thought of something powerful and his sacred gear came out. It was a medieval sword with a shield. Rias, wow, he has the sacred gear of the Shiren twins. Issei, Sharon, Rias, Sharon Shai is a divine dragon that copies abilities. Ron eliminates an enemy's abilities, but it consumes a lot of magic to do so. Issei, I see. Rias hugged him from behind, pressing her breasts against his back and said, Rias, don't worry, I'll teach you everything. After all, I'm your senpai. Issei, well, it's time to go. They got ready and went to school. Upon arrival, everything seemed normal until Kiba Yuyudo appeared and told him that the student council president was calling him Issei. Issei, wow, it's very clear. I hear a voice behind him and I hug him. Akino, ara Issei-chan, what are you doing here? Issei, who are you? Akino, I'm Akino, but call me senpai. Issei, well, Akino senpai. Rias, you came in good shape. Since you're new, I'll take you with me so you can learn. Ryusuke, president doesn't believe Issei lacks talent. Rias, that's not how it is, he's strong and he'll be right, Issei. Issei, if. And so it happened that Issei went to make contracts with Rias, which were very strange. It ended and Issei and Rias returned. Issei, phew, I'm surprised you have to do this alone. Rias, yes, but that's it, you can leave now. Issei, if Rias-sama. Rias, just tell me, Rias, if you're coming, I'll give you your reward for your hard work. Issei, a really cool prize, yeah, Rias, haha, okay, come closer. Issei, okay, what is it? Suddenly Rias kissed Issei on the lips and they stayed like that until she pushed him onto the couch. Rias, did you like Issei? Issei, what's his name? Rias, it's called a kiss. Issei, then I can do it with my sister or with Akino or Kaneko or Kiba. Rias, and oh, I mean you can't tell them now that this is your prize, okay? Issei, okay then, I'll work hard for more rewards. I'm leaving, goodbye. Issei left. Issei thought, okay, I have Rias and Reincarnation now, so she'll have to inform me. Even though I know I was drugged most of the time, which is why I don't know some things like who Michael is, she'll inform me. Now I'll have to go to my old room and then to the forest to find Reinar's information. Issei concentrated and created a portal which he entered, but he remained under the bed. Issei, okay, here it is, I'll concentrate. Issei grabbed the stone and focused in his mind's eye. He saw the sea of magic and decided to dive in. As he did, whirlpools formed around him. Magic expanded throughout his body, quadrupling its intensity. Everything swirled within him and magic began to enter. Issei was too focused. If he lost his concentration, he would lose everything and die. He would explode and be torn to pieces. He saw his family, parents, uncles, grandparents, and ancestors, even his siblings. Ryasuke. The magic entered Issei's body. He awoke and it was already night. His strength was very high but not excessive. He could fight one mid-class demon alone but with great effort. If he knew how to use magic, he could reach the rank of a low-level mercenary. Issei, I'll have to learn from Akino-san, at least I'm not so weak anymore. Issei jumped out the window and landed on the ground, which barely hurt him, just turning him to dust. He went home, entered, and read what Reinire had written. To Issei-sama Hayadu. From Reinire. Subject, Lord Issei-sama, I'm writing to inform you of the situation. We are awaiting the arrival of a nun from France named Asia Argento. Currently, there are 3 fallen angels, including myself. One is named Karawarner and the other is named Middlesan. Both could be of assistance. Meanwhile, Cockabill contacted me, stating that since I didn't kill you, he's suspicious of me. I suppose he's put those doubts to rest. Now Cockabill wants me to extract Asia's sacred gear, a sacred gear that can heal any wound with great effort. It's believed that it can revive the dead. Cockabill plans to use it to revive the former fallen angel generals and start a revolution against Azazel Dono. I believe the Citri have already become aware of our presence, but they won't intervene as this is Rias Gremory's business. Therefore, she will soon realize this and hunt us down. I await your orders. Please report back as soon as possible. I am at your service. I cannot speak about you, and this letter is difficult to send, so you speak to me after reading the letter through your magic. Sincerely, Reinire. Issei created a kind of communicator in his mouth. Issei, Reinire-san, I'll take care of Asia. You meanwhile live. In 2 days we'll go to the church. That day I want you to be absent under the pretext that you're receiving information from a high-class demon for Cockabill. If you're there that day, it won't be my problem if you die, understood? Before you leave, I want you to send the exorcist Siegfried along with Asia to a home with 2 couples. They will kill them, I don't care if the couple dies, but send them safely. You know what to do, now do that, goodbye. Issei made the letter disappear and went to sleep, but first he showered and went to sleep without realizing that his sister was next to him, who luckily didn't hear anything he said. Chapter 3, My Toy. Issei woke up and saw his sister Yu beside him. Issei, it would be good to start with you, Nisan. I'll start creating events with her so she's completely at my mercy, but right now I can't do anything. I'll talk to Akino-san about magic and use it on her. Issei touched his sister's arm. Issei, I guess I'll have to pretend. His face changes to a smiling one. Nisan, wake up, we have to go, and how did you get in here? You, good morning Issei, how are you? Where have you been and why are you late? Issei, I went with some friends and Nisan, if you're going to enter my house you must let me know, okay? You, yes, we're going to the academy now. Issei, let's have breakfast. Issei and his sister had breakfast at the dining room table. You, Issei, who did you go with yesterday? Issei, and what's that all about, Nisan? You, I'm still your sister, so it's my duty to know what you're doing and who you're hanging out with. You can't be hanging out with bad company. Issei thought, believe me, Nisan, I'd prefer that to being with you guys who are more dangerous. Issei, yes, Nisan, yesterday I went to eat with Matsuda and Madohama, 2 boys I met in class. You shouldn't hang out with perverts. Issei, but Nisan, they're my first friends. You, I said no and no means no. Issei, I'm out. You, and Issei, I'll come live here with you. Don't worry, I'll bring my things myself, it's for your own good. Issei, good Nisan. So Issei left his home and went straight to a park, and there he saw her. That blonde hair and that aura of purity she gave off was Asia, but she was talking to her brother. Issei, I already know what will happen, so I have no problem with her. I need to hurry with Akino-san. And so the day passed. Issei went to school like any other day until he arrived at the occult club. Issei, Akino-san, could you teach me magic? Akino, Ara, now you want to know magic to do something perverted. Issei, no, none of that, I want to become stronger for you. Akino, okay. Akino took a magic book from a circle and gave it to Issei. Akino, then you'll have to reward me, Issei-chan. Issei, thanks Akino, is it just us? Akino, what do you mean? Issei, I bet we're the only demons and that we're the only ones in the club. Akino, oh, so that's what it was. Don't worry, there are more demons like Sona Shitori or Sona Citri in her entourage, but Kaneko-chan isn't here right now. She usually comes later, and there's another one called Gasper, but he's hiding. Issei, I see, then I'll take my leave. Akino-senpai, I'll read the book and see what I can do. Goodbye, Akino, goodbye. Ryusuke, so Madam President, now I can make a contract with a couple. Rias, if it's in this direction, be careful. Ryusuke, yes. Issei simply withdrew, classes ended, and he went home. The book. Issei, so it was that easy, just combining and imagining your magic. I thought it would be more complex. And since I have an affinity for all magic and it practically regenerates quickly, I'll have to practice. But here are specific spells like this, lightning and ice. Lightning Dragon uses a lot of magic, but it's effective against solid magic and magic in concentrated, precise locations. But it's not effective against ice or water magic since it can return with the same force. So now I'll have to think. Issei, imagine magic tentacles made of different basic elements such as fire, earth, water, wind, and lightning. Issei, well, at least I can control these. I'll have to combine them to see what kind of magic I could create, like Rias, which was electric magic with water magic and others. I'll have to ask her. Now I have to go to that house. Issei left and went towards a house where he saw through the window his brother being attacked by Siegfried and losing while Asia was on the ground. He simply touched the barrier and transmitted a lot of magic to destroy it, alerting Rias. Issei, Rias Wanasama, there's a problem. My brother is in trouble, he's being attacked by someone. I'll intervene to help him, please come as soon as possible. Rias threw the communicator, Issei, don't get involved, it's dangerous. Issei ignored them and went into the house. Siegfried, oh, a little one, I suppose there will be more meat to grind, you damned demons. I stick out my tongue and Issei pulls out his shield. Siegfried lunges at him, but he put up his shield and pushed him back, kicking him in the stomach. Siegfried just spins around and shoots Issei in the leg, who falls to his knees. Ryasuk, Issei, don't get involved, I'll kill you. Ryasuk simply stood up and stood in front of him. Ryasuk, a brother must protect his younger siblings. Issei was simply surprised. The Ryasuk he knew wouldn't do that, on the contrary he would use his body to shield himself from the attacks meant to kill him. This was very different from how he remembered. He would have to figure out what to do, but then teleportation portals opened and Rias Gremory's entourage descended from them without her sister. The other group was Reinire, who saw Issei and understood what he had to do. Reinire, Siegfried, I told you the nun must be fine. Are you stupid? Oh, Issei-san, it's been so long, do you want to have some fun? Rias, silence. Issei-san is my pawn and I won't let you do anything to him. Everyone saw Rias. Everyone, are you sure Rias is president? Rias, whatever, take Ryasuk away. Issei, let's go Kaneko. Akino, create a teleportation portal. Akino, okay, let's go. Ryasuk, we can't leave Asia. Rias, it's none of our business, let's go. Issei simply detached himself from Kaneko, remaining in place and standing in front of Siegfried. Siegfried, hahaha, as expected, the demons were going to let them. Now you will die. Issei lunged with his sword, about to activate his shield, but the sword was stopped by a spear of light. Siegfried, what the hell do you think you're doing, Reinire? Reinire, I won't let you kill him, he's the spy. Siegfried, whatever, goodbye. Reinire, you owe me one, you know, but as you know, I'll have to leave you on the verge of collapse. Issei, it was obvious, go ahead and do it, I think you'll enjoy it, hee. Reinire created a spear of light and began stabbing him in the stomach, lifting him up and throwing him to the ground, bleeding profusely. Then she began stabbing him in the back, piercing his organs, and then crushing his bones with her leg before throwing holy water on him. Issei, aw shit, it burns, it burns, it burns. Reinire, well that'll be enough I suppose. Hey everyone, we're leaving, there's nothing more here, take the nun with you. Issei, goodbye Reinire-san. Reinire, goodbye, see you later. Everyone left. Issei was left bleeding profusely, feeling his body being pierced. The Gremory portal opened and now his sister emerged in her armor. Seeing her little brother lying on the ground half dead, she rushed to his aid with Rias and Akino. He was taken to his room, and while they were healing him, he could hear. You damn it, Rias, I told you he wasn't ready, look at him. Rias, it's not my fault, he was passing by and went to rescue Ryasuk, she said, crying. Akino, if the president is right, he'll be fine. You think she's going to be okay, damn it, Rias. Her organs were perforated, her bones are broken, and She has third-degree burns. It's not normal. She's going to die and I couldn't do anything. Rias, I'm sorry, East, I'm sorry, don't die, not yet, please. Issei thought, I guess it's time to perform a miracle. Issei activated his regeneration ability and was healing himself while his shield and sword appeared, which was consuming a lot of magic and storing it. And he stopped glowing, falling back onto the bed, now well. He's fine, Hua Oniachan, you silly boy, you didn't die, you're okay, thank you. Rias, okay, I did it, it's stabilized now, no more rest. Akino, well now that he's alright, I'll have to take care of him. That I should stay to help him. Rias, me too. Akino said, didn't you notice? Look at your magic, it's all wrong. Even you used the power of the red dragon to heal him and look at you now, I'll take care of him, I stabilized my magic. I'll let you know if anything changes, so rest at home. The two of them opened a portal and went to rest and heal. Akino, aw poor Issei-chan, I'll have to take care of you like your senpai Fufu. She just lay down and fell asleep. Issei did the same and then woke up early before her. Issei, well Akino-senpai, don't you think it's time to have some fun? Issei combined water magic with electric magic and combined earth magic with water and fire magic to create an aphrodisiac and used earth magic to create a flask-shaped material which spread the scent throughout the room, including the bathroom. Issei, it starts well. Issei just lay down and grabbed one of Akino's breasts. Issei, wow, they're very elastic. He was getting too excited. Akino, what's up? He saw her breasts and saw that she was massaging them. Issei, isn't this bear soft? Akino, oh, he must still be asleep and wandering around. Well, I'll change and surprise him. Akino just kept watching him, then she put her hands down her underwear, touching herself and getting excited. She wanted Issei to continue, so she put one of her hands to her mouth and started to insert her fingers. Akino, I must stop this wrong. Akino stood up and went into the bathroom. Issei woke up and made the aphrodisiac stronger, then he stood up and went to the bathroom. Before entering, he undressed and entered slowly. Akino, who's there? Oh, it's you, Issei. Issei, Akino-senpai, help. Akino, what's wrong, Issei? Issei, yesterday when I was attacked, the fallen angel did something to me and now, how do I say it, my little friend is like this. Akino looked down at her crotch and saw a monster. It was absurdly large. Akino, now I see that they confirmed it in the novel, and does it hurt? Issei, yes, and can you help me? Akino, well, I'll do what I can. Akino was still excited after what happened. As the aphrodisiac intensified, she approached Issei, bent down and began to touch and masturbate his hennies. Issei, Akino-senpai, you're decreasing the pain, but it's still. Akino, yeah, I guess I'll do this. Lemon skipped. Issei simply carried Akino and began to bathe with her. After that, they got dressed and had breakfast. Akino couldn't look at Issei. She felt very embarrassed after what happened in the shower, so she spoke up. Akino, hey Issei-chan, you won't tell Rias what happened in the bathtub, will you? Issei, yes, don't worry. Akino, thanks, if you keep it, it might reward you more fufu. Issei, Akino-senpai, stop talking like that, what you're saying is embarrassing. Akino, I won't do anything, but would you mind if I lived here, Issei? Issei, no, but Akino also lives with my sister. She's not here right now because of yesterday, but she'll live here. Akino, well, Issei, Akino-senpai, can you teach me magic? I know the basics, but I'm not at your level, which is very high. Akino, okay, but it's time to go. Akino simply created a magic circle and teleported Issei and herself to the occult research club, where they saw Rias sitting and saw her sister and brother kneeling. Issei, what's going on here? Ryasuke, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry for not being there. Rias, I'm sorry, Issei, my recklessness put you in danger. Issei, there's nothing to worry about, I'm fine now thanks to Akino-senpai who took such good care of me, right Akino-senpai? Akino, yes, very well, I healed him. He also helped me with some things. Rias, I help with that. Issei preparing breakfast. Rias president. Akino was too nervous. She couldn't look Issei in the face, and when she did, he just looked away. Rias noticed but said nothing, thinking it wasn't so bad. Issei, Rias president, from today Akino and Unisama live with me. Rias, what, why you? I'm fine, but why is Akino-senpai? Issei, she's now my magic tutor. Akino just stared at him in surprise. She wasn't going to say anything, but she wasn't bothered either. She could meet Issei. Rias, but I could be your magic tutor too. Issei, yes, but you must be too busy to help me, and I think Akino-senpai is a very good teacher. Rias just pouted and nodded. Ryasuke, hey brother, thanks and sorry for not coming back. Issei, I'm glad you're okay, but that blonde-haired girl has a sacred gear. Rias, how do you know that, Issei? Issei, I was learning magic and I sensed another presence and went to investigate, but I saw them. Issei simply knelt on the ground and said, Issei, Mistress Rias, I beg you as a pawn and slave, please save that girl. She's not evil and she's very pure. Even in bad times, she tried to protect my brother. Please. Rias, no, I won't let you go this time. You could get hurt again. You're not ready. Issei, I think that if I am, there shouldn't be any problem. Rias, yesterday they attacked you and you couldn't fight them off. You're not going to achieve anything in one day. Issei, but Rias. Rias, that's over. Go back to class. Everyone left except for Akino. Akino, you know very well that she won't listen to you, right, Rias? Rias, of course I know that. That's why I sent Kiba, Kaneko, and you. It will be difficult for them to lose, unlike Ryasuke. You, if he has relative control over his sacred gear, can stay in the armor for about 30 minutes and use it until he's exhausted. Akino, so the plan is. Rias, you and I will go after the 3 fallen angels. They'll go after the exorcists inside. Akino, and regarding the girl I mentioned to you. Rias, it's his whim, but Ryasuke told me about his ability, so it will be very useful to me and I'll be pleasing Issei at the same time. Akino, Fufu, she's falling for Issei very quickly, isn't she, President? Too bad someone already took him first. Rias, what do you mean, Akino? Akino, haha, well, we're leaving. Rias, hey, wait, time passed and classes ended. Issei went home through the park where he saw the girl Asia Argento. Issei thought, I see, so Asia Argento will die tonight and be revived. Issei walked and approached Asia. Issei, excuse me, miss, you're lost. Asia, yes, I got lost, that's it, I got lost. Issei, okay then, what are you looking for? Asia just sat and stared at the sky. Issei, nice to meet you, my name is Issei Hyodu. Where are you going? Asia, hi, I'm Asia Argento and honestly I don't really know what to do. I'm alone and a lot of things are happening and it's frustrating. I just want a friend. Issei simply approached Asia and took her hand. Asia, hey, where are we going? Issei, let's go have some fun. Asia, what to expect? Issei just grabbed her and took her away. They did many things in the afternoon. They danced, ate, and played. Issei won a plushie and gave it to her. In the afternoon, the two of them were sitting. Issei, and that happened, haha. Asia, haha, it's fun having siblings. Issei, you Asia-san don't have a family member or close relative. Asia, the truth is I'm not an orphan, I only have God and my special gift of healing, which is why I'm now a witch. Issei, it must be very difficult for you, I'm sorry. Asia, Issei-chan can be very sudden and we just met but we can be friends. Issei just faked a smile for her and jumped on her to hug her. Asia, Issei-chan, this is sudden. Issei, of course Asia-chan, we can be friends. I hardly had any friends and I'm happy that you're my friend. Asia, you too, Issei, I'm happy. She hugged him very tightly. They broke the hug and just stood to one side. Issei, you have a place to sleep. Asia, no, not really. Issei, and if she comes to my house there will be two other people, but I don't think they'll bother her. Asia, are you sure I won't be a bother? Issei, if there's no problem, let's go. Issei smiled as he and Asia went home, but three fallen angels appeared. He already knew two of them through Reinire, but not the other. Mitlet, well, a dirty demon takes our prey. Carewarner, now the target is the nun. The boy is a pawn of Gremory. Take care of the pawn, Sayuk-san. Sayuk, okay, I'll take care of it. Standing in front of Issei was a high-ranking angel, I'd say rank 5, and there are only 8 ranks. Asia, Issei-chan, and Issei saw the fallen angels being taken to Asia. Issei knew Asia-san. Sayuk, hey, calm down, I don't like being ignored. Issei, damn it, I have to kill you quickly so I can get back to my people. Sayuk, I suppose so, but it won't be easy. Sayuk created several spears of light and drew many hyenas from his sides. Issei prepared himself, drew his sword and shield. The hyenas lunged at him. He pushed 2 hyenas away with his shield, but 2 others bit his left leg. The hyenas were made of electricity. He felt the lightning in his body as it burned his flesh. The spears of light only targeted his hands and feet, lifting him up. He prepared a spell of ice birds that crashed into the hyenas and exploded inside his body. The hyenas were wounded but began to regenerate. Issei used water magic to create water golems. As they multiplied, upon entering the golem's body, it exploded into pieces. The electrified water rushed to his body and fell on his chest and fell on the angel's wings, though it didn't cause him much harm. Sayuk, it's time to end this. He began creating a dozen electric hyenas and water hyenas. Sayuk, well, it's time to die, little one. It's a shame that someone young has to die. Issei, hake mate. Sayuk just blinked and realized that the hyenas had begun to bite and devour him. Sayuk, what the hell? Why are they attacking me? Issei, because now my ability is to build animals with magic. Sayuk, but how is that possible? No one can control other people's magic. Issei, the answer is here in Shai. The shield is my sacred gear and Ron is a sword, but I didn't draw it because it consumes a lot of magic and it will be difficult for me to draw it. Sayuk, damn it, help. Issei only saw Sayuk being devoured by the hyenas. He just walked away as the hyenas devoured his body, tearing at his skin as if he were a chicken. They started pulling out his organs, leaving his chest open. He died and disappeared completely. Electricity magic began to cook everything, leaving only ashes. Issei left and went straight to the Gremory Club to talk to Rias. When he arrived, he entered with only a few scratches and began to speak. Issei, Rias Gremory, please, I beg you, rescue Asia and you'll see how useful she is. Please, Rias, I don't see any use for her, Issei, she has healing magic and could revive the dead. Rias, even so, I don't see what I'll do that would be useful. Issei thought, I'll just have to use my last strategy. Issei, if you do it, I'll do whatever it takes, even if it means killing or dying. Rias, haha, good. A thin thread of blood trickled from her nose as she extended her hand. Issei simply took her hand and began to infuse magic into them. It was a contract, they couldn't break it or they would die. Aquino watched the scene in surprise, she hadn't thought this would begin. Aquino, wait, President, don't you think you're being too demanding? Rias, on the contrary, I'm being very forgiving and helping him and giving him options. Aquino, Rias, I'm ending the conversation, it's time to go. Aquino, well, as the president predicted, will go another way, you'll go with the others. Aquino created a teleportation circle around Issei which teleported him towards the others. They went after Middle and Carewarner. Issei, but what? You, hello big brother, don't go away from me. Kiba, it's time to face them. Kaneko, this is the first time we've fought together, so be careful. Ryusuke, alright, it's time to begin. Issei, let's go. They entered the church and began fighting with exorcists. Ryusuke released toxins to kill them, and Yu in his suit used a boost that made the exorcists explode. Kiba slashed the priests while Kaneko punched them. Everything was fine. Issei went under the church where Asia was. Issei, Asia, I'll get you out of here. Issei just ran and drew his shield to avoid the shots and thrusts. He jumped and slammed his shield into the ground, creating an explosion of magic that made them move away. He went towards Asia, who was fine. Issei, Asia, wake up, it's time to go home, remember, let's go. Asia, Issei-chan, you shouldn't have come. You could get hurt, remember. Issei, don't be silly, we can get out of this. Besides, we're friends, remember. Let's go. He simply carried Asia in his arms and said, Issei, cover me. Kiba, run, we've got your backs. You if Onii-chan runs. Ryasuke, I'll cover you, run. Elsewhere, Mitlet was on the ground about to be struck by lightning. Ria's last words. Mitlet, I hope you take good care of your pawns. Ria's that. She lost focus and suddenly heard a loud scream. Mitlet, Carwarner now. Out of nowhere, a spear of light emerged, traveling at sonic speed. Mitlet, haha, now your pawn will die and you won't be able to stop it. Rias unleashed destruction magic, disintegrating her, and Aquino launched a beam at Carwarner, which burned her and left her with nothing. Rias, Aquino runs. Elsewhere, Issei came out and saw Asia. He hugged her tightly. Issei, I'm glad you're okay, Asia. Asia, and that you're okay, Issei. He hugged her again, but she saw something bright approaching and then pushed Issei away. Issei only saw as a spear pierced his friend's body and she fell bleeding profusely. Issei, Asia, wake up your shit. Asia, Issei, thank you for everything, for the games, for the gifts. Thank you for being my friend, thank you for everything. Issei, Asia, hey, please don't die. Issei just hugged her, feeling angry that his toy had been taken away. He was really upset. Behind him, a teleportation circle appeared. Rias saw Issei hugging the nun, but she didn't pay any attention to it. Rias, well, we're done, Issei, let's go. Issei, I can't, she's dying and you promised. Rias, I only promised to help her do more, I didn't say. Issei just stood there and looked at her straight in the face. Issei, please save her, she's not evil, she's good, she even gave her life for me. Rias only looked at Asia and Ace. Rias, damn it, now you'll do what I say after what I'm about to do. Rias simply approached Asia and placed a chess piece on her and she began to awaken. Asia, Issei-chan, are you okay? Issei, don't scare me like that again, Asia. Asia, I'm sorry. Issei, I owe you a big one, Rias. Rias, I've already planned what you're going to do, Fufu. Now let's go. The others arrived covered in blood. Aquino, okay, get together and let's go. Rias stood behind Issei and began touching his package. Rias, I hope you're ready because something very fun awaits you, but it won't be today. Asia saw the scene and grabbed Issei, pulling him towards her and hugging him. Asia, Issei-chan, don't you want to sleep with me tonight? Rias, in case you didn't know, he's my pawn and I'm your mistress, so you'll have to hand him over to me. Asia, I don't see the problem. Issei-chan, I think you'll want to sleep with me. Rias, that's not the point. Issei was only pulled back by Aquino. Aquino, since none of you can decide, I'll sleep with him if there's no problem. Issei, I think I'll sleep with Aquino. Asia-san, you can sleep with Rias tonight. Rias, what are you waiting for? Issei, haha, alright, let's go, yay. They were teleported away from there without realizing that someone saw them. Siegfried, those damn demons are gone. I suppose Cockabeel will be furious, and where is that bitch Reinire? I'll have some fun with her if Cockabeel orders me to. For now, I'll just report back. He disappeared into the shadows without a sound. The church was empty, there was nothing there, only the wind sounded. Chapter 4, The Fall. It had been a while since the incident at the church. Asia was closer to me, and she slept with me every day, unlike my sister and Aquino, who also lived there. It was strange because I literally didn't live in this room. I only saw it when Rias in my previous life traveled there. She enjoyed torturing me. Once she used a potato peeler, cutting my chest all over and then pouring boiling water on it. Afterwards, she cleaned me up and continued with other torture instruments. There are many I remember, but anyway, that's all in the past. This Rias of now is a bit strange. I suppose it all started after my sister took my virginity, but it's okay, I guess. I don't think it will be long. Meanwhile, I have to take care of Aquino. She's an important piece since she's Rias' best friend and her queen. I have to do it before we go to the underworld to train and before a pact is signed between all the alliances. And well, what do I hear? Kaneko, are you all right, Issei-san? Issei, yeah, I was just in my thoughts. Aquino, I hope Issei-chan doesn't have any perverted thoughts. Aquino seemed a little gloomy, which was strange since she usually always has a smile on her face. There was a deep sadness in her. I suppose I should do something about it, but I can't right now, I have things to do. Rias, okay, we'll go to the familiar forest for Issei, Ryasuke, and Asia. You, Rias, if I remember correctly, that place is dangerous. It's inhabited by beasts of great power, and besides, it's the ancient home of the dragon Trihexa. Ryasuke, Trihexa. Rias, it's a story to scare children so they don't misbehave and do bad things. Issei, President Rias, could you tell me about the story? Rias, but you won't be scared. Issei, no, I don't think so. Rias, good. He just sat down at his desk and spoke. Rias, Trihexa is the beast of the apocalypse. It's said to be so large it can rival Jormungandr and is older than Great Red and Offeyes. Its power surpasses the unimaginable and it feeds on the hatred and evil deeds of every being. Wherever it goes, there is chaos and death. It was a being of immense power. What happened to it is unknown, being stronger than a deity. It's said that it died or that it's asleep, waiting to awaken to cause chaos and destruction and bring an end to everything. It appears as a black dragon like a hole. Its eyes are purple like the most powerful flame. It has a spiky tail that is said to poison its enemies, a purple mane, and its wings are large, reflecting the infinite universe in which it tortures and devours its victims. Well, that's all. There's nothing more, but it's just a story. It's based on the two celestial dragons. Issei, if Ya does not exist. Rias, well, will come tonight. Asia and you stay here. Asia, why Rias-san? You, if I don't understand why. Rias, I want to see if their powers combine. You increase your power and transfer it to Asia and we'll see what her limit is. Asia/you, yes. Rias, as for you, Aquino, teach Issei magic. He may be small, but his power needs to increase so he can use his sacred gear. And the two shields he uses are very powerful. Aquino, okay, then I'll go with him to our home and show him there. Hasa, Issei and Aquino leaving the room and heading home. You, Rias-san, Issei-chan can learn magic on her own. She's very intelligent. Rias, I know, but I sent Aquino for two reasons. The first is that something is bothering her and the second is to distract her with Issei. Asia, what would bother Aquino-senpai? Meanwhile, at Issei's house, Aquino was seen sitting and talking next to Issei's bed. Aquino, and that's the concept of magic imagination. If you imagine it, your magic will mold it into shape. But you must have a certain level of magic. If your magic is weak, you can only throw a few balls, nothing more. But if it's strong, you can control or throw anything you want, from bullets to dragons. Issei, I see, it's easy. Aquino's gaze was downcast and somber. She seemed strained. She turned around but was startled by a kiss from Issei and suddenly they separated. Aquino, Issei-san, what are you doing? Issei simply lunged at her onto the bed and tore off her shirt, exposing her enormous breasts. Aquino did nothing, she just let him. Issei, Aquino, you have a very hexy body. Aquino, yeah, I guess so. Her voice was muffled, she felt nothing, but at the same time she was excited. Issei grabbed one of her breasts and began to lick it while the other was massaged. They were like that for about 5 minutes. Small moans could be heard in the room and Aquino continued the same. Issei, okay, tell me what's wrong, Aquino. Aquino, what are you talking about? Everything's fine, there's nothing wrong. Issei, these are different things that happen. Aquino, I've already told you that you don't know anything, it's best if we stop. We're Kohai and Senpai and that's how it should stay. Issei just looked at her and said. Issei, serious? I'm going to grape you, Aquino, and you can't do anything. Aquino, please do it quickly. Lemon skipped. Issei, but you do it to separate yourself as if it were your last time. Upon hearing those words, Aquino simply lowered her gaze and Issei looked at her. They remained like that for a while until a calmer Aquino spoke. Aquino, hee, how do you know me so well, you little idiot? She simply stood up and went to Issei and kissed him. Issei simply returned the kiss, and they continued like that until she threw herself onto the bed, pulling Issei down without breaking the kiss. Aquino crying, Issei-chan, please have hex with me just once. This last time I want to feel you one last time. Aquino just hugged him crying. It felt strange to me, I'd never seen this side of Aquino before. Well, I only saw it once and then everything changed. Maybe what's happening now is because she's changed here. Issei, tell me what's happening. Issei just stood up and Aquino did too, sitting down next to him. Aquino, well, the truth is I'm going to marry my dad's friend's son. At first I denied it, but he just won't listen. He's ignored me ever since my mother was raped and murdered right in front of me, and I am scared. That guy, my dad's friend's son, is called Alamiel. He's a bastard. He only sleeps with women to satisfy his sexual desires. After that, he starts torturing them until they die. Once he tried to assault me, but my dad came and saw us and he thought I provoked him, that I did it on purpose. So he beat me until he broke my arm and apologized to Alamiel in front of everyone. Alamiel is the perfect guy, he's strong, handsome, and has great control over magic, but he just wants me to get closer to my dad's position. I really hate them both and I can't help it. They both agree that I should marry him and they both think I'll accept and they're forcing me. I didn't tell Rias so she wouldn't worry and so there wouldn't be problems between fallen angels and demons. Issei, I see, but Aquino-senpai hugs her, I can save you, but in return I ask one thing. Aquino just stared at Issei's face with curiosity, she wanted to know what he was. Aquino, what is it? Issei, you'll have to tell me your name backwards, you know what that means, right? Aquino, if I'm only yours you can do whatever you please to me, basically I'll be your servant. Issei, yes, tell me what your answer is. Aquino, fine, I'll do it, but only if you rescue me from Alamiel. Issei, well, consider it done. Aquino, the wedding will be tomorrow. If you manage it, I'll accept. Oh look, it's already late, we have to go to the occult club. Aquino repaired her clothes and Issei did too. He simply approached the circle and they were both teleported to the occult research club. There Asia was lying on the couch and on top of her was Yu. Ryasuk was playing on his phone and Rias was looking at some papers and saw them. Rias, oh they came in handy then, let's go, what do you say Sona-san? Sona and Tsubaki emerged from the shadows both with serious expressions. Issei, Sona President, what are you doing here? Sona, oh hello Issei. As for what I'm doing here, I'm here to deliver some documents to Rias. Issei, so you're actually from a clan called Citri, right? That's your surname and Tsubaki is your queen, just like the boy from the council is your pawn who has Vitra. Sona, oh I see you learned magic and you're right but well I didn't come here to talk. Sona simply approached Rias and handed her some papers. Sona, okay Rias, with this you can go to the forest of relatives. Rias, thanks Sona, see you later. Wake them up and explain where we're going. I'll create the circle. And so Akino and Issei woke Asia and Yu, explaining things to them, and Rias created the circle. Everyone gathered and Rias teleported them to the great forest of familiars. In this place things are different here. One day is 30 minutes outside, so according to the papers they had half a day. Rias, choose your relatives well. Issei/Ryasuk/Asia, yes. And so time passed. Asia, as in the original, found a white dragon and Ryasuk found an enormously large bee while Issei couldn't find anything. Time was up, they had to return. Rias, maybe next time Issei, let's go. You, yes Issei-chan, we have to go, we'll be back. Issei simply walked towards them and stood in the circle. He was about to leave when a great earthquake resounded, and from a tree a kind of armadillo shot out like a bullet and landed in Issei's stomach, sending him flying out of the circle. But the circle had already activated, they were already leaving. All Issei. The circle disappeared and Issei fell, propelled by the momentum, flying towards trees, breaking through the circle and falling down a ravine into a river. The strong current carried him, causing him to crash against several rocks until he fell over a waterfall, ending up in a lake. Issei, ouch, damn, that hurts. Oh, where did I fall? It's getting dark. I'd better take shelter. Issei simply climbed a tree, but suddenly the insects glowed, making the forest look like a brightly lit. Issei, I guess I'll have to wait for Rias and the others, but I don't know what I'll eat, there's no fruit. Suddenly, a monkey-like creature with an owl's face attacked Issei. Issei simply blocked, but the monkey grabbed one of his arms and ripped it off. Issei fell from the tree, bleeding profusely and hitting the ground. The monkey began devouring his arm. Issei stood up, wincing in pain. He was about to activate his ability when out of nowhere a pig with a snake's tail appeared, charging at Issei. He was slammed into several trees, breaking them. The pig was large and just stared at him. The snake bit him on the neck, making him feel his body being eaten away from the inside. The pig charged again, but Issei used his shield, blocking the attack. He didn't realize the snake had already bitten his arm and legs. Issei launched a fireball, summoning fire hyenas that rushed at the pig. The pig stomped, shattering the ground and throwing the hyenas off balance, and charged at them. He swiped at them and the fireball hit him but did nothing. The pig started crackling with electricity, and in a burst of speed that Issei didn't see, it delivered a powerful blow. Issei felt his own bones shatter and pierce his organs. He was sent flying, landing near an abandoned rabbit burrow. He crawled inside, but the pig grabbed his leg, tearing it off and devouring it in one gulp. Issei just fell into the burrow. It was surprisingly large. He activated his ability, which began to regenerate another leg and another arm. They almost killed him. Issei, I almost died, but what the hell? That familiar is in a different league, it's too powerful. I'd say it's at the level of a military. Info, so you know, here's some info to show you how powerful the power level is in Issei's original balancer breaker form. Here, he's at Kiba's level. That means if the Kiba from this fanfic faces the original Issei, Kiba would easily defeat him. Here's an example. Yu's boost can destroy an entire country, and Ria's destruction magic can destroy half a continent. So our protagonist is ridiculously weak. Another thing is that the power classes are absurd. For example, mid-ranking soldiers would be equivalent to ordinary soldiers for a Mao, but the soldiers themselves have very high power. However, there's a big difference between mid-rank and high-ranking or Heir. Heirs possess greater power like Rias, who has half a continent's power, but others like Sekiryuutei have continent-level power or more. High-ranking would be worth about 1,000 soldiers. From there comes the elite. The elite are even stronger. They're so powerful they act as the leader's bodyguards. The elite are stronger than an Heir, and then there are Mao. The Mao's power is it's absurd that they're at the level of the planet. What I mean is, they can destroy an entire planet. That's why there are barriers here, like mini-universes where no one can enter. It's like another dimension to prevent the world from being destroyed. And above the Mao are the pillars, which escalate even further, but only if the pillar is strong. Of course, if it's weak like you who's just starting out, but if she masters Drake's power, she can destroy the universe. There are more. I'll add other beasts from different cultures or invent some, but I'll give an example. Offai's the Dragon of Infinity. As her name says, everything about her is infinite, but at the same time, she can die. Her power is so great that she could literally raise heaven and hell with ease. She's very strong, but not the most overpowered character in my fanfic. And you see how weak Issei is compared to these. Offai's can eliminate a being from existence, something Drake or Albion can't do, and Issei is currently at the level of a mid-ranking soldier. End of story. Info Issei, damn it, I have to survive somehow, but if I go out I'll die. I'm weak. Squeals were heard outside. Issei went to investigate and found the pig dead, about to be devoured by a mutated plantier. Suddenly, a bear with multiple arms appeared and began fighting the deer. The deer started secreting a purple toxin and enveloping its antlers in wind magic. The bear's arms burst into flames and both charged at each other. The deer managed to impale the bear with its antlers, but the bear grabbed its body with 4 arms, burning the deer and lifting it up, tearing its belly open with the antlers. The bear then began to pull at the deer, ripping it in half, its viscera and organs spilling out. Blood flowed from the bear's head, and it fell dead from the wound in its chest and the poisoning caused by the toxin. Issei simply stepped out and began pulling at the limbs of the bear, the deer, and the pig. He went into the burrow and he went in too. Only some body parts of these relatives remained, which began to be devoured by other relatives who came, and thus fights began over these corpses. Issei, fine, I'll have dinner, but that's not the problem. I can't go outside anymore and I don't have anything to make a fire with. And if I use magic in here, everything could burn down and that's not a good option. I'll eat raw, I don't think anything bad will happen. Issei grabbed a piece and began to devour it, but instantly he felt his stomach burning and his throat tearing apart. Indeed, Issei was being eaten alive by the bacteria and the power of the beast. Issei, ag shit, it hurts, stop. Issei stopped screaming because his lungs were also being eaten away. It was a horrible pain. He was dying, but he refused. He activated his ability and remained like that for about 3 hours until his body processed the bacteria and created antibodies, making the pain disappear. He was on the ground, he had wasted too much blood. He was weak. It was only a matter of time before he collapsed and never woke up again, but he kept clinging on. He had to follow the blood, so he was going to do a transplant. He grabbed a branch and with magic molded it into a tube. With his finger, Issei made a hole in a vein and inserted the branch. From there, he took pieces of meat from the animals and began the transfusion. His ability helped him heal quickly. In a matter of seconds, he was already better. The ability healed him completely. He simply removed the branch and stitched the wound with fire magic. He felt a deep pain, but it was normal. One of the tortures was burning him alive. He was fine for now. His strength and speed increased, and suddenly an ability appeared before his face. Has acquired the steel skin sk. Issei, that was painful, but now at least I have that ability. I refuse to die here in this filthy burrow. I refuse. I'll kill every relative I can, but for now I'll just rest. Issei fell asleep. I'll skip this training, it's just the typical power-up. Issei increased many abilities by hunting familiars and eating them while training. He found it despicable because some had human form, which made him feel extremely uncomfortable, but it granted him more strength and speed, and his magic increased. Now he was at Rias level in magic. His strength was at Kaniko's level and his speed at Kiba's. It was incredible, and I can't forget the abilities I have, like creating drugs or my incredible magic body. 2 weeks have passed, which is 7 hours in the world. In that time, there were no changes except for the scar on Issei's shoulder, the result of the arm tearing. His super regeneration could heal him even if his arm disintegrated, but the scar would remain. His clothes were stained with blood. It was strange, the smell of blood faded. So he went to a lake during the day where he was bathing and washing off the blood. Issei, how disgusting. The blood stopped smelling, but it solidified. It's strange, don't you think, reader? Luckily, this lake is small, but everything here is, so to speak, brutal. The rivers and lakes are deep and dangerous, even the forests, but nobody comes near here. Why is that? Issei only saw the lake. Now he realized he was standing still, but standing still isn't a problem if he used magic. But this lake wasn't deep. He realized where he was. He wasn't in a shallow lake. He was above the water's surface. Issei, shit, what is this? It's huge. This is his head. It's bigger than a Latin American posh house. What do? I can't move anymore. He'll notice. The head started moving fast. It was a snake, not a shark, not a turtle. It wasn't a bucking beaver, and it wasn't cute. Its home is under the lake. Shit, it'll eat me. Castor, why is a filthy demon in my home? Who are you? Tell me your name. Its voice was very deep and its eyes shone red. Although a beaver seems harmless, one that is immense is frightening. It has very large claws, its brown and black fur is uncomfortable, and its tail seems as if it holds souls. The color is very reflective. This beaver killed and hunted many beings. Castor, well, who are you? And what are your intentions in entering my home? And don't lie to me or I'll devour you. Issei, I am a human reincarnated as a demon. My name is Issei, and I have no intention of being here by accident. I stayed here because of a family member and became separated from my mistress. And you, who are you? The beaver blew on Issei and looked intently. Castor, well, you're not lying to me. I am Guren, Lord of the Forest and the beaver that devours everything, and I just wanted to know that. You may leave. The beaver was just about to go back into the lake, but then he heard a voice. Issei, sir, can Guren be my relative? Guren, you want me to be your familiar? Incredible. You're a high-ranking demon. You're no match for me. Issei, are you sure that as lord of this land I, Issei, want to test myself by fighting against you and proving myself worthy? Guren, I refuse, it's just a waste of time. Issei, a long time ago, the second demon king challenged a familiar lord. Despite being much weaker, the young demon king neither won nor lost. He fought relentlessly but couldn't defeat the familiar lord. So the familiar told him, "Pierce my skin with just a tiny wound and I will become your familiar." That day, the young demon king proved that a weak and insignificant being could cut through that tough skin, leaving a scar on his side. Isn't that right, Mr. Beaver? You were the one who did that, even though you thought it was just a story. The familiar lord of the demon king of that time died, and time passed and your contract was broken. Guren, that's right, kid, that's the truth. I got overconfident and that demon wounded me with a magic sword. I always remember it. When he gave me that wound, I swore never to be overconfident again and to always give my all, and you won't be the exception. Do you agree? Issei, yes, I agree, so you say we begin. Issei got into a fighting stance. He was going to fight Guren and become his familiar. He was truly nervous. He knew Guren was incredibly powerful, but he wasn't going to give up. He hadn't gotten that far because of that. Guren, well, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Issei jumped, intending to strike him with lightning and freeze his feet to immobilize him. If that was what he had to do, he approached, but with an unseen explosion, Issei was pushed back, shattering many trees and landing on the ground. He was all right, or so he thought. Issei, damn, that hurt, but there's no time, I have to keep going. Guren, do you think so? Personally, I think you've already lost. Issei, when did you get there? Guren, before you landed, you were very slow. He was above him, looking at him. Issei, I will rise and defeat you. Guren, naive boy, you've already lost, don't you see? He pointed to his front. Issei just looked down at his front and what he saw was incredible. He saw his abdomen but not half of his body. He saw blood gushing out and his organs spilling out. He saw his intestines splattered and strange substances coming out. Issei, shit. Guren, I told you but you didn't listen. That's what happens when you're too enthusiastic. Sorry, goodbye, Issei. I can't end up like this, no way, no I won't. I have to keep going. I want a normal life and to change this rotten world. Yes, hahaha, I will. I will rule the world and save it from those disgusting beings. No way will I let them get away with it. I will subdue them with my power. No, better yet, I will destroy them mentally, hahaha. And I need that power, ha. Yes, that's it. I feel pain, a lot of pain because of this, but not enough. More. I want more. Activate, regeneration, master of magic, and continuous growth. It was clear that Issei's body was beginning to regenerate. In 2 seconds, it required a lot of magic, but with his vast magic reserves, it was no longer a problem because he was using and regenerating simultaneously. It was incredible. He simply stood still, his body was burning, then cooling and releasing a great deal of magic. It was an interesting power. He drew a very, very large medieval sword and a shield, his sacred gear. It simply adhered to him, producing a purple armor that melted into his body and burned him, sticking to his skin. It was painful, but he didn't care. Issei, hey you disgusting beaver. Come on, let us fight. I'm alive here. Guren, but what the hell, how is that possible? Issei launched a powerful attack towards Guren, who defended himself by pushing him back with his sword. He was very resilient, reaching the lake. Guren, okay, let's play. He just stood there and started slashing at incredible speed. Issei didn't see the slashes, he only anticipated them. There were many, but he dodged them with his sword and shield. One quickly cut off his arm, sending it flying, but he regenerated it instantly with his armor. Guren, interesting. Guren lunged backward and unleashed a powerful beam from his mouth that struck Issei directly, tearing open his abdomen and leaving a gaping hole. Guren rushed forward and slashed at Issei's abdomen with a claw, lifting him up. He then stretched Issei's body, ripping it in half and throwing it down, devouring his lower half. Guren looked up and saw millions of electric snakes falling, so he threw Issei's body into the lake. His eyes glowed, unleashing a laser that obliterated all the snakes. He turned and looked at Issei, now whole again, his armor shattered. He made his way toward Issei, but the water felt hard. He looked down and saw the entire lake frozen over, the ice tinged purple with poison. Guren, why did you throw poison? It's a waste if you're just going to stop me, you naive fool. He only broke the ice. Issei was still, but he pointed his fingers towards it and moved them and saw the ice was levitating, and he saw the electric snakes falling back to the sky, this time fire eagles, and he turned around and saw many fragments of rock levitating. Issei, well, it took me a while and I almost used up all my magic, but it regenerates quickly. Now I can control it all at once. Well, you lost. Guren, incredible. Everything rushed forward. Guren let out a loud scream and rocks hurtled toward him like shards of ice and snakes with eagles. He stomped his foot on the ground, creating a wall of ice around his back. He pointed his eyes toward the sky, destroying some of the snakes and eagles, but they fell on his body, attacking him. The ice fragments flew toward him, trying to cut him. The rocks crashed against the wall, breaking it, and the ice continued to cut his back. A blizzard formed around the beaver, cutting, burning, and electrocuting him. Issei, well, that should be enough. Guren, it's over. He stood on 2 legs, opened his palm with one paw, pointed it at Issei and closed it. Guren, divine magic level 0 internal explosion. Issei only heard that, but suddenly he exploded from the inside into millions of pieces. The blizzard stopped and everything disappeared. Guren, you fought very well, but it was just for fun. I wasn't serious. If you were alive now, I would accept you. Guren saw Issei's remains, which came together and began to recreate his body. He saw Guren and just backed away. Issei, dude, you're incredible. I didn't even force you to use your 50%. Guren, you are truly incredible. A light shone, and from it emerged a dwarf with brown hair and a beard, who simply looked at Issei and said, Guren, well, you fought well and I recognize you, so I'll be your relative. Issei, seriously. Guren, now sign here with your blood. Issei only took a little of his blood and began to sign the armor. It disappeared and he looked at Guren. Guren, well, it's done. Now we're friends and family. You can come back whenever you want. Issei, thank you, Guren. Guren, you're welcome. I'm leaving now. Issei, if I leave too, my mistress might look for me. Guren, be careful, kid. Issei emerged from the frozen lake and saw Guren, who stood up and performed a super jump, shooting fire in midair to thaw the lake and transform back into a beaver, then dived in. Issei, haha, incredible. Now I have a strong familiar. Rias will reward me, I suppose. It's been a long time. Wait, I sense her magic, everyone's magic. Issei ran, but a spider monkey bear swiped at him, hitting him in the chest. Issei, damn it, wait you. He looked at her chest and there was nothing there. Issei, how is this possible? The familiar jumped up and started swiping at him, but it did nothing. It was impossible, his skin was too tough. Issei, I know why, it's because of the limitless growth after the fight. I got the results, so that means I'm at an elite level. Awesome, now I can stop bothering me. With one blow I crushed his head. Elsewhere, Rias, they found him. Kaneko, I'm with Asia and you, and no, we don't see it as president. Kiba, I'm with Ryasuke and there's nothing going on. Rias, I'm here with Akino and there's nothing. Rias and Akino saw Issei coming out of the forest shirtless. Issei, Rias, President Akino senpai, hello, long time no see. Nothing was heard, they just ran towards him and threw themselves on him, talking. Rias, Issei, are you okay? Did you eat well? Were you attacked? Akino, you idiot, you need to be more careful. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you. Issei, don't worry, come on, I'm fine even though I've changed a little. Akino, what a joy. But how did you survive? Issei, leaning close to her ear, I'll tell you later. Rias, okay, let's go back. Rias grabbed Issei's hands and pulled him where he needed to go and spoke. Rias, everyone go back, we found Issei. All yes, Madam President. As soon as they arrived at the portal, his sister threw herself at him crying, saying it was his fault. Asia said that because she was weak, she couldn't protect him. The same with Kaneko. Ryasuke and Kiba apologized for not being more attentive and not protecting him. Everything calmed down and they entered the portal where Asia, Kaneko, and Yu were talking with Kiba and Ryasuke, while Rias was behind Issei holding the package. Rias, it's a fufu review. Akino, ara President, what do you think you're doing with Issei-chan? Rias, hee, it's a check to see if it's not faulty. Akino, then I'll finish. She pulled him towards her and placed him beneath her breasts. Akino, Issei kohai, I'll teach you how to create a portal. Rias, but I can teach him too. Akino, yes, but I'm creating the portal now, so I'll show Rias. Rias pouted and said nothing. Everyone was teleported to the occult club. Issei, we've arrived, President Sona. Sona, hello Issei, everyone's back. Rias, yes, and Issei is fine. Sona, hi. You, what's wrong, Sona? Sona, Issei, you told them about your power. Everyone looked at Issei in surprise and realized that Issei was stronger and more dangerous. Issei thought, shit, that was to be expected from Sona, she'll be a real pain in the ass. Issei, yeah, I leveled up a bit. Sona, is that all? And how did you do it? Issei, yeah, Sona, and I just had to eat them. Rias, and why were you hiding it, and how did you manage to eat them if your level was low? Sona, and why do you keep lying, Issei? He put on a serious face and Kiba just stood in the door. Issei, what are you talking about, Sona? My power is on par with Yu's. Ryasuke, I also figured out why you're hiding it, Issei-chan. Rias, you're behaving very badly, Issei-chan. If you continue like this, I'll have to punish you. Issei thought, damn it, Sona, I assure you I'll make them scream my name. Finish off the club, meanwhile you'll be screwed, I'll tell them the truth. They already figured it out. The atmosphere in the room was tense and nervous. It was like a rabbit being chased by a wolf or a bear. Issei was going to act back in the role of the innocent child. Issei crying, well, I'm sorry, I went through a lot of things there and I hid THEM from you because I don't want to remember what I went through. It was horrible, but you want to know the truth. Issei told them everything that happened, including the battle with Guren, omitting some things like his regeneration, the armor, the loss of body parts, and their fight. He said that Guren became his friend by feeding him every day. He also exaggerated some things, like how he must have been literally swallowed by some kind of toad and had to be torn apart from the inside out, or how a deer had to poison him, making him feel like his body was burning when it wasn't. He also said that he cried when the first familiar he hunted wasn't the one that attacked him, but an adorable rabbit that protected him and was later eaten by Issei to gain more strength. He also cried every time he had to eat a familiar that looked like a human. It was as if he were losing his humanity. But obviously you and I know that's not how it happened. Issei wore a somber expression after recounting the events. Issei, are they happy with what I said? Everyone thought Issei was upset and sad. Issei, Sona, what are you doing here? Sona, well, I'm here to tell Rias that if she didn't need anything else and apparently not right. Rias. Rias, yes. Both of them had nervous voices. Maybe it was because I spoke to them that way. Issei's cold voice. Very well, President Rias and Sona, if that's all, I'll take my leave. I created a magic circle and teleported myself to my home where I showered and went to sleep while elsewhere. Rias, I already told you it wasn't my intention. You, yes of course, so why did you support Sona? Asia, you two calm down. Ryasuk, well I don't care, I'm leaving. Kiba, me too. Kaneko, I'm going to buy some sweets. They left and only Akino, Rias, Asia and you remained. Rias, you, that's enough. As your mistress, I order you to stop bothering me about this. You, so what is Issei to you, huh? If you brought him into your entourage to make him suffer, you'd better get rid of him, or do you enjoy seeing him suffer? Asia, you, San, calm down a little. Issei-chan wouldn't like it if you were arguing. Akino, well I have to go, you know Rias, I won't be back today or tomorrow. Rias, well see you later, Akino. You, where are you going, Akino? Akino, I have a family commitment so I won't be there. Akino looked dejected, she thought Issei had forgotten or wouldn't go. Asia approached and placed a necklace around her neck. Asia, it's not much but this necklace will bring you luck if. For the first time, Akino was starting to like Asia even though they didn't speak. Akino, thanks Asia, well I'm off. Akino teleported and arrived at her house. At Issei's house, the protagonist was seen waking up. It was already 12 noon. Issei, well, time to crash a wedding, so I have to look good for the wedding. Well, not that good, I have to be armed. I can't use my sacred gear because I haven't subdued Akino yet and she might get suspicious. I have to think about what to do, I already know what I'll do. Issei dressed for the occasion and created a teleportation circle towards the wedding. He was at the entrance when the guard stopped him. Guard 1, you little one, you can't be here without an invitation. Issei took out his invitation and handed it to them and they let him in. It was incredible, the place was on the beach, specifically in the sea. They had hired Leviathan services for decorations, music, snacks, etc. and yes, although it seemed absurd and unreal, there were chairs in the sea as if it were the floor. There weren't any waves. I suppose since Leviathan specializes in water magic, they were able to achieve this without difficulty. It was interesting there were demons but no angels. I suppose it's because fallen angels get along well with demons and not with angels. I didn't know anyone except for the demonic sorceress. I'm surprised that Anastasia IV is here, it's amazing. I remember in my past life that she used to do experiments on me but at a cost, they had to pay Surzech. Issei took a snack and ate it and started to think, where could Reinire be? It was strange, she didn't send any letters but I also don't feel like she's dead or that she ran away. I'll find out later. In the meantime, I'll go into the enormous mansion by the sea. When I entered, it was surprisingly luxurious. I wonder how she managed to have all this unless. Issei, this will be entertaining. I went up the stairs and without anyone noticing I walked through the hallways. I heard some sobs and looked in the reflection of the door. It was Akino and Alamil, they were talking. Alamil, come on, don't make that face, you know very well that I'm perfect. Akino, ha, perfect, you say you're nobody without my father, understand. Alamil, oh little bitch. I grabbed Akino by the chin and spoke. Alamil, look, if your stupid father hadn't interfered that day, you would have been mine, but thanks to that incident, now I'm getting married and you know what the best part is. I'll get to enjoy your body again and again, hahaha, so control yourself. He made a nasty face. I've met this type of person before, they're unpleasant, but I guess that's just how Alamil is. He let go of Akino's chin and was about to leave and sure enough, he left. Luckily, I stepped aside and let him go, but I followed him. Akino was crying, but I couldn't stay with her. I had to follow this guy and find out what he was hiding, so I followed him to his room where there was a laptop and a computer with a recorder. He immediately went into the bathroom. I went to see what was on the computer and damn, there was a ton of porn. Not only that, it was disgusting, bizarre pornographic videos like necrophilia among others, but I didn't care. Someone came in so I hid under the bed. It was a maid. She went straight to the bathroom and knocked. Maid, I'm here, Alamil-sama. Alamil, okay, get undressed and come. Maid, but sir, you're getting married today, I can't do that. Alamil, who the hell cares, just go inside already. Maid, as you command. He was holding the recorder, recording everything. The maid said she just undressed and went inside, hearing moans from within. Issei just made a face and kept looking on the computer. Besides the porn, he searched and it was incredible. There were bank accounts in Akino's father's name, so that means this idiot is using the money. Interesting. The good thing is that I can show this so her father doesn't lose a penny. Let's see what else. He's related to the Mars organization. Incredible, this makes sense. No wonder my sister ended up in that state, and he couldn't have planned it well. I'll transfer this to the laptop except for the porn, of course. There must be something else. Oh, so he also abused maids and village girls as humans. He's lost. Okay, that's all. I'm leaving. He grabbed the laptop and left. He arrived at the sea, sat down. Many people asked who he was or whose son he was, but he avoided the questions. The wedding arrived and the music could be heard. Alamil was at the altar. With her fake smile, Akino just arrived, escorted by wait, what? What's Azazel doing there? This wasn't planned. Interesting, he's taking her to the altar and they've arrived. There they both are. The angel priest spoke. Yes, why is an angel officiating a wedding? I don't know. I suppose it would be difficult to bring a human priest, and there wouldn't be one among demons and fallen angels. A bit random, but okay. I don't know what he's saying, but I'll speak. Issei, I object. Everyone looked at me like WTF. And I guess it was weird for someone my age to say that. Father, kid, how do I say this? I haven't gotten to that part yet. Issei, damn, I got confused. Anyway, I object. Alamil, who are you? Issei, I am Akino-senpai's ko. Akino, I am Issei, are you here? Issei, yes. Alamil, wait, if you don't know, this is an agreement between my father and Akino's father. Father of Alamil, what does this mean, Baraquil? Baraquil, I don't know, I'm shocked too. Issei, you don't deserve Akino-senpai. Alamil, enough of this stupidity, guards. Issei, I have evidence to imprison you. Everyone fell silent and the guards did nothing until Baraquil spoke. Baraquil, well, show them. Issei showed everything he had pulled out and he was right. Baraquil, this kid Alamil is right, you're under arrest. Akino and Issei were happy until they heard. Baraquil, but the wedding will go on, they'll get married anyway. Issei, you're kidding me. Seriously, you're going to let your daughter marry a bastard like him, knowing what he does and how Akino feels? You're a piece of shit. I can't say that in front of Akino. Baraquil, so what do we do, tell me. Issei, I will take Akino's hand. Everyone was surprised and said, what the heck? And everyone was murmuring, saying that he couldn't get married at that age. Others said he was sweet and brave, others said the boy had guts, among other things. Baraquil, how will you do it? You're not old enough. Issei, I'll wait until I marry her. Baraquil, are you sure, Issei, if? Alamil, this is absurd. I should be getting married, not this idiot. Say something, father. Alamil's father. Baraquil, are you seriously going to dishonor your word? Baraquil, well, Issei-chan will face Alamil. The winner will marry Akino. Alamil, hahaha, you're lost, you little piece of trash, and you, Akino, I hope you see how I tear your little shit to shreds. Akino smiled contentedly. Alamil shuddered at the sight, he'd never seen her like that before. I suppose all fallen angels are frightening in their own way. From the crowd one could hear him say, he'll lose. It's impossible for him to win against Alamil. Poor boy, among other things. Akino, it will be fun. Both were teleported to the combat arena where they both prepared. Cockabeel, anything goes, the last one to surrender loses, understood. Begin. Alamil laughed as you threw magic, lightning, fire, water, and other things at him. Issei ran and dodged everything he threw at him. Issei screamed, Issei, great forest. And a forest was created throughout the arena. It was vast, there was no light, it was dark, but Alamil wasn't foolish. He created magical animals, deer, boars, eagles, bears, tigers, pumas, a huge snake, monkeys, wolves, giant insects, gorillas, caimans. It was teeming with animals. They were searching for Issei, but he camouflaged himself with the abilities of his familiars. He began to release purple mist, which Alamil inhaled. Alamil breathed in the purple mist, but he felt no effect, he was simply fine, so he concentrated on summoning more magic, but strangely he couldn't. He felt uncomfortable. He felt the magic disappearing, his animals vanishing. He heard a coo behind him and turned around. It was an insect with the head of an upside-down owl and legs that were human legs. It was one of the familiars in the forest. He was so frightened he was about to scream, but he couldn't because it was simple. The mist he inhaled wasn't meant to weaken him, it was meant to affect his vocal cords. He unleashed a powerful the lightning bolt struck him, killing his familiar, but he was running out of magic. He had used it to create animals, of which there were none left. The forest was dark, only eyes could be seen watching him. He felt fear, it was evident on his face. He knew that if he couldn't speak, he couldn't get out, and he heard it. Issei, hello, are you having fun? He saw Issei and cast fire magic which made him disappear. Another Issei appeared, but there were two of them who spoke. Issei, it feels embarrassing, doesn't it, that someone younger beat you? Haha, you're useless, you can't do anything. Alamil's head was filled with frustration, unsure if it was real. He was angry and began to cast magic, dragons, storms, animals, bullets, etc., but it only made things worse. Thousands appeared, he was on the ground among trees and he heard their voices. Issei, how embarrassing. Issei, useless. Issei, did I beat him? Issei, is he a very good soldier? Issei, it's just shit. Issei, hey, why aren't you throwing more magic at me? You've run out. Issei, I'll give you magic or you can't. Issei, hahaha, incredible. All the words I heard were too much. I create a spear of light in both of my hands to fight, and I create several by throwing them. Issei, he got angry, run. Ah, Issei, the little girl got upset. Alamil was optimizing his magic, striking and continuing to fight. He was skilled with the spear, striking the ground and cracking it, leaving the Issei staggering. He, at normal speed, cut them down until he pierced one Issei, from whom a red liquid spurted. He realized it was the real one. Alamil thought, die damned. The spears were aimed at him, piercing him, and Alamil was about to use his last attack. Alamil thought, well, I'll finish my magic with this bubble of blades. A large bubble formed inside Issei and began to spin, cutting through the air and gradually closed, disappearing. Alamil thought, I finally did it. Issei, how interesting. He turned to a tree and saw Issei sitting down. Alamil thought, how is it possible that you're still alive? You can't be. Wow, Alamil could be seen crying from fear. Issei, haha, incredible, right? You know why you can't use magic? It's simple, because of the trees. They absorb the magic and give it to me. Basically, you gave me everything. Alamil looked on without hope. Issei, hey old man, let's go, we'll just have some fun. Issei approached and grabbed Alamil's arm, pulling him to the ground. He struggled to escape, but he was physically weak. Issei, you know these fingers are very naughty and they need some punishment. Issei pulled out a knife made of wind and threw it towards his finger. Blood came out and stayed there. The knife did not cut him completely. Issei, oh look, there's blood coming out of there. I'm sorry it's my first time cutting fingers, but look on the bright side, senpai, you'll teach me how to cut properly. What a shame, look, I can see your bone, senpai. Senpai, your bone looks disgusting. Issei grabbed the knife, pulled it out, and cut Alamil completely. Alamil was screaming inside, it was horrible. Hot blood gushed from his face, from Issei's, and he continued cutting off his fingers until he was left without any. Issei, it's done, senpai, see how it works. There's still more to do, don't fall asleep. Punching him in the stomach, making him vomit and seeing Issei. On the other side, Alamil's father was saying to stop. Barraquil was going to stop, but Azazel intervened. Azazel, what do you think you're doing, Barraquil? Barraquil, I'm going to stop this. Azazel, so you propose this and you want to end it. Do you know the lack of respect that is towards the fallen angels, towards me as a general, towards the high-class demons, and towards Akino as your daughter? Barraquil, but this is torture. Azazel, that's what these raiding games are for, to see what the battlefield is like, or do you think it's a children's game? The last part he said was serious and somber. He just fell silent and continued watching. Akino watched with excitement. She was a masochist and knew the pain she felt fascinated her. Back with Issei. Issei-senpai, let's finish this. If I've already punished your fingers, I'd punish you completely, but I'm busy, so I'll go for the main one, okay, for your little friend down there. Upon hearing that, Alamil grabbed hold and crawled away, trying to escape. Issei grabbed him by the hair. Issei, senpai, where are you going? You know very well that I don't like hide and seek. He saw that his hand was bleeding, he could faint, and he didn't want to wait. Issei, oh, look at the problem with your hands, I'll help you. Issei threw it to the ground and created fire, but at a much higher level. It was so intense that the fire was starting to turn purple, and he put his hand on it, cooking Alamil's flesh. Inside, she was screaming, crying, her body was trembling. The sound of cooking flesh and blood could be heard. Issei, okay, hey senpai, I told you not to go to sleep yet, I still want to play. He punched him in the testicles. Issei, okay senpai, let's get to the last thing. The trees came to life and grabbed Alamil. Issei, well Alamil, it's time, don't you think? Issei used magic to create lava and began to spray it on Alamil's hennies. The pain was indescribable, everything was melting, he was screaming. Issei, well that's it senpai. Let this be a lesson to you. If you try anything like what you were doing, I'll do worse things to you. She said the last part coldly and undid the poison with a scream. Alamil, please someone help me, I give up, but please stop this. Both were teleported. Alamil was as good as new, but he felt the pain, now he really fainted. His clothes were fine, everything on his body was fine, he had fingers, but he would never forget the pain he felt. Issei, it's done. Azazel, hahaha kid, you're interesting. Issei, poker face, a drunkard. Azazel, hey, and what about respect for your elders? Issei, I would respect you if you respected yourself. Azazel, haha, nice to meet you, kid. I'm Azazel, the general of the fallen, and congratulations on winning. We'll talk later. Issei, it was a pleasure, Azazel, I'm leaving now, I'm Issei. Goodbye. Issei ran towards Barraquil and Akino, at which point Akino threw herself towards him and Issei carried her in his arms. Barraquil, well a deal's a deal, take care of her and sigh. Issei and Akino created a teleportation circle and left. Azazel, they left you talking to yourself, haha, but I don't judge them, hiccup. Barraquil, you're already drunk, well I'll fix this and. Azazel, fix it up, but I just ate. Hiccup, the party's on me, so celebrate. Everyone screamed when they heard that and a party started. Barraquil, oh shit. Elsewhere, Issei and Akino appeared, carrying each other, and shared a passionate kiss with tongues, during which Issei touched one of her breasts. Akino, Issei-chan waits. Issei, what's wrong, Akino-senpai? Akino, promises must be kept. Issei, that means that. Akino, yep, so I'll tell you. I Akino fallen angel offer you my name backwards with all the terms it always has. My name backwards is Wonka like Wonka and Akino, I serve you. Issei and Akino began a lineage between them in which the pact was made. Issei so Akino you are. Akino yes I'm all yours Issei ko. He threw himself towards Issei. Akino but that doesn't mean I'll change, but now I wish for my first wish from my master Fufu. Issei, you're very naughty senpai doing these things with your ko. Issei grabbed Akino's buttocks tightly and grabbed one of her breasts, massaging and kissing it. Issei Akm you're not very rich and elastic. Akino is you know very well. The kiss lasted a long time and they separated, leaving saliva in their mouths. Issei undressed and Akino did too. Issei picked her up and put her on the bed. Akino saw Issei's enormous hennies. Lemons skipped. She fell onto the bed completely covered in semen and naked. It was already 4:00 a.m. She looked towards the door and saw Asia standing there with her eyes open. Issei hexy voice hello Asia-san what are you doing there and since how long? Asia blushed ever since you were talking to Akino-senpai I saw you because I heard a lot of noise and wanted to sleep with you. Issei, oh really you're so sweet Asia-san. But as you can see, Akino-senpai already slept with me so she's tired don't you think? She should rest, she's exhausted and it would be a shame to wake her up wouldn't it? Or perhaps you'd like to join us. Asia blushing, I not only. Issei childish voice, then what are you doing standing there staring at me Asia-san you're embarrassing me. Asia, yes that's right then I'll leave. He turned around and opened the door and heard a voice. Issei serious, I trust that my little sister Asia won't tell anyone what happened here right? Issei kissed her cheek. Asia opened her eyes wide and gave a grim look. Asia, sissy Issei goodbye. She left quickly and went to her room. She didn't know it but something told her not to turn around. Perhaps it was her remaining mental humanity telling her so, but she didn't pay attention and closed her bedroom door without looking back. After closing it, a scene of Issei with a sinister look and a maniacal laugh was visible, and in the background Akino was bathed in semen sleeping in bed. He slowly closed the door. Issei, sweet dreams Asia-san. Chapter 5 Akino Hinjima. Where am I? Why is it so dark? Why is there nothing here? What happened? Oh, I remember now I'm Akino Hinjima. I'm now Issei-chan's lover and slave. It's sweet, isn't it? I lost my virginity to Issei, right? It's because I'm with him that I'd do anything and that makes me happy. But I'm Akino, who are you? There was a girl who looked just like Akino, but it wasn't Akino. She was older, she was Akino but older. Her breasts were large, she had an enviable figure and a smile, but unlike the younger Akino, she had a dull, somber, sad look. She was dead inside. Young Akino, why are you like this? Do I regret it? Akino Mayor, no, you don't regret it. I do. It's my suffering and my punishment that's about to end, and I'm happy about that because you succeeded. Young Akino, what are you talking about? Making us equal, right? You are my conscience, my inner self. Akino Mayor, no, I am you but older. I am the soul of Akino Mayor. I am your equal, with the difference that I am the original and the one from Issei's dark future. Young Akino, I don't understand how Issei is so dark and original. Akino Mayor, it all started when I got married. Everything lit up. Akino was seen having relations with Alamiel. Alamiel, haha, you damn slut, you're finally mine, you like it, huh? Akino, haha, I like it, you bastard. You have a tiny one and that's how you gave pleasure to others. They pretended out of pity for you, haha. Alamiel just hit her and left. Akino Mayor, from then on he didn't want to do it anymore because he felt humiliated. Young Akino, this is impossible, this didn't happen. Akino Mayor, let's continue. Panel replacement. Akino Mayor, then I met Issei-chan, he was my world, I loved him madly, he was always so sweet. Several panels appeared showing Issei with older Akino, where they were talking, conversing, playing, dancing, and more. Akino Mayor, it was fun you know until Rias' rating game happened. It switched to a panel where Rias won the rating game for her pieces. Akino Mayor, I got angry because Issei was the one who won the rating game with a decisive blow. I wanted him to have done the same to me, to have killed Alamiel, but he didn't. He simply didn't. Then you left and Issei disappeared too. The panel changed to show Issei tied to a bed naked with his sister on top of him. Akino Mayor, then I saw that scene that made me lose my mind. Issei, one-sama, someone might come or see us, please stop, I don't want to do this. You, you're cute you know, I would have let you go if you had kept quiet, now I want your seed. Issei, wait, one-sama, and I am sorry, wait. You grabbed Issei by the neck and strangled him, then began to speak rapidly. You, Issei, I love you so much, but that bitch Rias wants something from you, I know it. Let's die together, what do you say? Forever, Issei cog. You let go and looked at Issei. You, Issei, I'm sorry, but you know very well that Rias makes me angry. Your mind, you know. I love you so I'll give you lots of love. Yes, what do you say? Issei turned to the side and looked towards the wall. You saw this and made an angry face and began hitting Issei with his glove. You damn it, why don't you understand, Issei? What I feel for you is love. I'm good, kind, and I give you love and you don't appreciate it, or do you prefer Rias? Tell me it should be like this. Do you want it to be like this? Issei, stop. You'll see you'll love me, little brother. I'll give you so much love that you'll forget everything. Yes, 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 that's a lot of love. She started laughing and continued having hex with Issei. Akino Mayor, I knew about it and I should have stopped it, but I didn't. I was out of my mind and there you have it. Akino outside Yu's door masturbated while listening to Issei's moans. Akino Mayor, Issei, you wretch, not only do you help Rias but you also give your love to your sister. Fufu, it seems you must be punished. Fufufu Akino got up and left. Akino Mayor, after that I told Rias, but Rias was just happy about what she heard. Rias, so that's it, haha. Akino-sen, do you want Issei too? Akino Mayor, yes I want it. Rias, what if we all share it for days and no one interrupts? Akino Mayor, I think it's an excellent idea, Rias. Panel replacement. Older Akino, after telling Rias that I guess Issei's hell began, I didn't know what they were doing to him the other days and I called him when it was my turn. Issei, senpai, your house is this way. Akino Mayor, if we go, we'll be late. You'll stay with me to sleep. The others wait, let's go. Issei, yes I'm happy. Senpai is very good and kind to me, I'm happy. Upon arrival the following occurred. Akino Mayor, Issei passes. Issei, yes, compromise. Issei turned around. Issei, Akino senpai, where is everyone? Are they about to arrive? Akino Mayor, hahaha, how cute. Issei's smile changed when he saw Akino's eerie grin, and instinctively he ran, but she threw herself at him. Issei, Akino senpai, let's not play like this, please let me go. Akino Mayor, who said we'd play? I'll have fun with you today, it's my turn first, hahaha. Akino tore Issei's clothes while he struggled to break free, but he couldn't. He was too weak. Issei Nuo, Akino senpai, stop, please don't do it. Akino Mayor, it's my turn, I'll finally do it, hahaha. Lemon skipped. It was seen how Akino Mayor did it with Issei all night. Young Akino, why did you do it? Answer me. I grab her by her clothes and lift her up. Akino Mayor, because I only let myself be carried away by lust and my resentment. And everything lit up, showing several scenes of Issei with Akino where she dressed him in different outfits or tortured him. Akino Mayor, Issei, look what we have here. You see, this is a chair, yes, but an electric one. It will give you energy shocks. Akino Mayor, look, today we'll do this with this chain. What am I going to do? Simple, I'll tie it around your neck, hahaha. Akino Mayor, you know that pain is pleasurable, so let's do it. I'll hit you while you buck me. Young Akino, this can't be. Akino Mayor, that's how Issei went with me. I changed the panels and the whole club looked happy and many more people were smiling and cheerful. Akino Mayor, everyone knew what we were doing but they weren't bothered. They did it too with Issei, whether men or women. I realized this and was horrified by what I did and regretted it. I went to look for him but I came across the following scene. Akino, damn it, they're disgusting. I have to rescue Issei before something happens. I'll do it. I arrived at the club and saw the scene. Rias, oh you're late, Akino-san. Kaneko, senpai, you need to be more responsible like Issei. You, Akino, why did you take so long? Zenobia, and what are you waiting for inside? Kiba, Akino, you should be by the president's side. Asia, Mo, you shouldn't say that to Akino-senpai. She has her reasons, right, Akino-senpai? Akino Mayor, what are you talking about? How can you talk like that when you're like this? Issei was seen with a chain around his neck, which Rias was holding, and Kaneko was below Issei being penetrated by him, with Zenobia behind him with a whip, Asia with a pink bottle pouring it on Kaneko's body, you sitting on the couch, and Kiba next to Rias with a cup of tea. Rias, what are you talking about, Akino? You're acting weird. Akino Mayor, what is that you have in your hand, Asia? Asia, or this is an aphrodisiac. Kaneko, Kaya, yes, you look very well, Issei, and move faster, Rias, don't tell me you changed your mind, Akino, and you don't want Issei anymore. Akino Mayor, you must stop this, Rias, Issei doesn't want this. Rias, you say that when you did it, and I'm sure he wants this. Come on, she's just stressed. Issei. Issei turned around and looked at Rias. Rias, stop playing with Kaneko and go help Akino-san de-stress. She's very stressed. Rias said that and released the chain, and he ran on all fours towards Akino, jumped on her and began to abuse her. Akino Mayor, stop it, Issei, this isn't you. You wouldn't do this, huh? Asia was standing in front of her. Asia, Akino, I suppose this will refresh you. Asia poured the whole bottle over herself and became more and more excited. She didn't want Issei. Akino, Issei, what are you waiting for? Let's do it, Fufu. Issei began to charge at Akino as if she were an animal. Rias, see, you just needed to distress. Kaneko, then it will be my turn. Asia, you already did it with the it's not fair thing. Kiba, girls, it's my turn. You know I have a girlfriend and I have to practice and my friend Issei will be helpful. Rias, Kiba is right. Oh yes. Everything cut out and only one panel started appearing. Akino Mayor, here we are. Young Akino. Akino Mayor, look. The panel showed Issei clutching a bloody heart as it slowly disappeared into particles. Rias, shit, he went where the hell? Young Akino, what happened? Akino Mayor left. Many tears flowed from her eyes, she began to cry and knelt down. Akino Mayor, he's gone, he never appeared again, he was never there anymore, he just disintegrated and I cried. Several panels appeared showing Akino leaving the club angrily, living with a little girl far away, talking to some gods about Issei, seeing that now the world is empty without him. She spent her life like this in a house with a little girl. Young Akino, who is that girl? Akino Mayor, our daughter. Akino young, so you got pregnant by Issei. Akino Mayor, yes, and I lived with her until she was 18. Then she went on a journey to find out who her father was and why no one wanted to talk about him. And I was left alone. I had divorced Alamil a long time ago and he died on the battlefield. I was alone, there was no one. My friend, my love, my precious Issei was gone, and I suppose that was my punishment, to spend my time in solitude repeating the same thing over and over again all alone. Akino young, how old are you? Akino Mayor, 1 million years. Young Akino, that can't be. Akino Mayor, I lived through everything and endured loneliness. I cried so much that I just used up the last drops that came out of me, they weren't real. My heart disappeared, my mind was broken, and in solitude I always repeated the same thing. I always died for Issei, for my daughter. I fought against many enemies so she could escape. I suppose I thought I would go to Issei and everything changed. I endured loneliness, alone and without anyone by my side. I was simply alone and I deserve it, but finally I'm not alone anymore. This too shall pass. Young Akino, I see, well, let's go. Akino Mayor, what? Young Akino, you regretted it, that's what matters. We're the same, we won't change, so let's go. Akino Mayor, bull. She started crying while hugging Akino. Young Akino, so what will happen now? Akino Mayor, I don't know, I know what will happen. Older Akino and younger Akino saw where it came from and saw Issei, hello Akinos. Young Akino, what are you doing here? Akino Mayor, as. Issei, I just slept and woke up here. I guess it's AAI's doing. Akino Mayor stared at Issei, and after a million years she started crying again, running towards him, jumping and being hugged by Issei. Issei senpai, it's been a while, you look beautiful as always. Akino Mayor, don't hate me, kill me, destroy me, torture me, but don't leave me anymore, no more, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Issei senpai, I'm your kohei. I'll always forgive you no matter what you do. Remember, you told me yourself, it was my fault, if I had been stronger I would have saved you, everything would be different. Akino cried, continuing the same while being hugged by Issei. The younger Akino arrived and hugged them and said, Young Akino, thank you very much. Akino Mayor kissed Issei and he reciprocated. Akino-John joined the kiss and Issei grabbed Akino-John's breasts and Akino Mayor's buttocks. Lemon skipped. Young Akino, it was the best. Akino Mayor, I say the same. Issei, who said we're done. Akinos, you are stupid. Issei did it with both of them, he did it 10 times with each one and they rested. Both were in the same place and now. Young Akino, well, what's next? Issei to merge. Akinos, that. Issei, you will fuse, you won't have the strength, power, body, or memories of older Akino, but you will have her abilities and everything else from feelings to thoughts. Akino Mayor, ah yes. Hugs to Issei. Young Akino, okay, let's begin. Issei, hold hands and look at each other. Once you do that, hug each other and say, I receive and I give, now I am one. Akinos, I receive and I give, now I am one. Both shone and rose up, thunder crackling, and as they came together, Akino emerged with a slightly larger chest and buttocks. Her eyes turned distinctly purple, and her hair looked beautiful. Issei, who are you, or who are they? Akino, we are no, I am and will continue to be Akino Hinjima. End of chapter.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.